Well, good morning, beautiful morning. Might be having a little bit of choppy streaming issues. I don't know, man. Who knows what's going on with streaming these days, but seems to be a little choppy, seems to come back a bit clean, so we'll work with it. All right, man. This is Oscillators and Percolators, a show where it starts very relaxed and we speed up as we go. But today I thought we'd cover the long forgotten Novation PEAK, Novation Summit. We got a little bit of jet lag because we've been flying the sonic skies all night, you know? Hopefully it works out. We'll see what happens. What's going on down in Australia? What's up, Rustic, Smarty 1970, Eternian, Pat Brady, what's happening, my brother? Banana Rodder, as always, aka Juice, Andrew, Pete, I think that's it. Pitak. Yeah, what's up, Seth? Wolfman. All right, so today we're just going to be talking about the Novation PEAK. We're going to listen to a few videos about the Summit and the PEAK, some demos, go over the specs, and see what compares to them if they're relevant, and then we'll open up the phone lines for a few calls there at the end. And I was looking into the Novation Summit, man. It's a powerful synthesizer, very powerful synthesizer. The late Chris Huggets, who just worked on his last synthesizer by PWM, the Mantis, was involved in this, a legend of digital synthesizers for sure. He did the Wasp and the Oxford synthesizer companies, the Oscar, which Behringer's now cloning to a Polyosk. So I hope you guys got your coffee. Let me know if the music is too loud. Let me know if, what's up, Rustic? What's up, DJ Wojtek? Let me know if the stream is clear or not, because you guys are how I gauge this, because I can't see my my thing after we get moving here. All right? So let's get the show started. All right. So what we did first is I want to jump over to the Novation page just so we can get. So we're going to cover the PEAK and the Summit. You know, the PEAK is the module, the Summit is the keyboard. And I'll tell you what, you know, over at Samurai Nation, man, we like the look of synthesizers, and this is a pretty looking thing. Not like that nasty old Rev 2. That sequential Rev 2 that Echo Craft and Synth Punk are always raving about. I mean, the Rev 2 sounds delicious, but if someone put that on a plate in front of me, I wouldn't eat it. Put it that way. But the PEAK, I'll eat that all day. All right, so let's look at some descriptors. Beautiful little thing, though, isn't it? Nice little stand for it. Anyways, this is Novation. This is the Novation website. The website's not very good, to be honest, but it's simple, it's plain, does what it's got to do. So description, PEAK is an 8-voice polyphonic analog synthesizer built around the new Oxford oscillators that combine the best of analog sound and digital flexibility, including inbuilt custom digital wavetables, resonant multi-mode analog filter for each voice, 3 separate points of distortion per voice. It's the best of both worlds. It's got polyphonic aftertouch, an extensive mod matrix, 2 dedicated animate buttons allow for endless expressive performances, while lush onboard reverb, delay, chorus round off a formidable addition to any designer's arsenal. Now, I have heard that the Novation PEAK and Summit do have great onboard effects. Digital where it counts, it's got the digital FPGA generated new Oxford oscillators for that analog style, wavetable and FM. Analog where it matters, analog filter. Analog VCAs and 3-stage analog distortion per voice. That's cool. Analog where it matters, digital where it counts. PEAK's design consultant was none other than Chris Huggett. You know, if you know, you know. If you don't, you don't. Go look him up. He's designed so many cool things. Like I just said, the Wasp, the Oscar. He worked on the Novation synthesizers. He's worked on the PWM, Mantis, Malevolent. I don't know if he worked on the Malevolent or not, but definitely the Mantis. And the Mantis was his last one before he passed away. R.I.P. Supernova, Base Station, Oscar, many more legendary synths. PEAK has its origin in the Base Station 2, the analog monosynth, and PEAK oscillators sound completely analog by being high quality NCOs, baby. Numerically controlled oscillators. We got the VCOs, we got the DCOs, which synth punk loves, and we got the NCOs. All right, we rolled down. Man, it's a beauty looking thing. All right, so that's the Peak. Now let's jump over to the Summit, see how the Summit jacks that one up. Here's the Summit, also a beautiful looking synthesizer. All right, we scroll down. Built on innovative foundations of our critically acclaimed Peak synthesizer, the Summit is a 3 oscillator per voice, 16 voice synth, so it peaks 8 to 16. That aims to inspire and empower whether the stage is in studio. The digital, obviously got the digital New Oxford oscillators. Again, Peak powered up, the acclaimed Peak architecture take to the next level. 16 voices, expand controls, new filter options, and more. Digital, same thing. It's got the digital FPGA New Oxford oscillators, got the analog filters, same deal. 2 sounds at once, multi-timbral engine for split and stacking. Best sounding synthesizer Novation has ever made. And everything I've read online, anybody who has one of these says it's absolutely amazing. Yeah, NCOs, no aliasing, high end like Udo. So we're gonna check out some sounds now, but man, this is a beautiful looking synthesizer. So let me close these sites down now so I can speed up my CPU performance. Oh, look what we got. That's for later, baby. That's for later. All right. So here we are. This is obviously Sweetwater. This is old school. When's this from? 7 years ago, man. So the Peak and the Summit have been around. This is why I was titled the video, are the Peak and the Summit still relevant in 2024? You know, are they vintage now? 7 years. How many years does it take to become vintage? Let me know in the chat. How many years does it take for a synthesizer to actually become vintage? That's what I'm wondering. Can we finally call the Novation Summit and the Peak vintage? I don't know. Let's check out some sounds. Is that Ricky Tenez? No, that's Mitch Gallagher. That's Mitch Gallagher.
Hi, I'm Mitch Gallagher. Welcome to the Sweetwater Minute.
Oh, it is? Is that Ricky?
Time out, we have a special guest and a very cool new synthesizer for you to check out. This is Enrique Martinez, technology evangelist for Novation.
That's me.
Great.
Enrique Martinez, Ricky Tenez. Oh, cool. I actually kind of like Enrique Martinez. Is a cool name, man. That is an epic name. Look at Ricky, baby. Looking fine, like a beautifully aged wine. And I'll tell you what, Ricky Tenez just did an awesome medieval video. Maybe I'll show that at the end here if we got enough time.
To see you, my friend.
Yeah, pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Happy to have you here, and we are checking out Peak. Now tell us what we're looking at here.
So Peak is Novation's new polyphonic synthesizer. It's a new addition to our synth family as well, because it's been quite some time since we came out with a new synthesizer, especially a polyphonic one. This one here, we've been basically hard at work getting this guy out.
You asked what the hat and the glasses. This hat's straight from Ireland. My missus brought it back when she went there with her friend. And these glasses are just because it's the morning, man. I don't need to be wearing sunglasses in the morning. I wear my sunglasses at night so I can.
Smooth as possible, as well as packing in a ton of features and a ton of knob per function features as well.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. It's an interesting synthesizer, 8-voice polyphonic, and it has a unique topology because you're combining a new way of looking at oscillators along with some analog. In fact, the catchphrase is analog where it counts and digital where it matters, right?
Right.
So the signal path is actually hybrid. Tell us, or why don't you give us kind of a tour of the signal flow?
Just for the record, I'm a hybrid, baby. I love hybrids. I think that hybrids are the future. I'm kind of like getting off the analog train, man. I don't know. I just don't know if analog is the future anymore. Analog is the past. But the Moog Muse seems to be making it the future again. That's why, like I was saying, is the Peak and the Summit kind of There's so many new synthesizers now. Is it still relevant?
Go through the synthesizer.
Yeah, definitely. So where we first start off, of course, is the menu. And here you have a ton of different features that you can then finally crack in and dive into the synth and really break it open. But I mean, to get a beautiful sound out of this thing, you don't even have to touch it because there's so many knobs on here, as you can see. We start off right here in the oscillator section where we have 3 oscillators, new Oxford oscillators as well. So the difference between these versus traditional digital oscillators are, whereas most are at 44 kilohertz, these guys are at 24 megahertz.
Wow.
So the sample rate is really insane, and things you can do is pretty nuts because you have basically an analog.
Yeah, all Behringers are old-fashioned. Behringers are old-fashioned now, man. They're so last year's news. It's all about digital hybrids now.
Wave shape, but then a ton of wavetables between, and basically the digital control that really help you get this to the next level of a synthesizer. Shortly after that,
yeah, I relinquished my title of Behringer, leader of the Behringer Bros. Now I'm I don't know what you call it. Like if there's a Behringer Bros party, I'll show up, but there's new leaders now. There's leaders everywhere in the Behringer Bros community. I had to relinquish my title. The Beaver Weavers, the Beaver Weavers came too hard. I had to go incognito for a little bit. That's why I got this glasses and the hat. Now I'm trying to be a little more reserved. Like, oh, Enrique, baby.
we come over here to the mixer section where we've got the 3 levels for all 3 oscillators, ring 1 and 2, which is a great addition to any sound that you're using, as well as a noise. And the noise is nice because inside you also have a low pass on the noise as well, so you can get really deep or bring everything in.
Okay.
All right.
Shortly into the VCA, and this is where everything starts getting analog. So VCA is analog, as well as the filter. The filter is great. You have a low pass, band pass, and a high pass, as well as the 2 different envelope destinations right off the bat.
Synth Renegades.
More as well, of course, in the mod matrix. 12 dB and 24 dB for its slope. Big old cutoff knob, as most of our products have.
Right.
Resonance, pre-drive or pre-filter overdrive.
All right.
And then the Oscillator 3 filter mod.
Let's get some sounds.
Which are absolutely beautiful. And then 2 separate mods.
Wow.
So it's a great way to cut off or something crazy.
Right.
Let's go.
Wow. And then when you start
And here,
There we go. I chose the Hydra too. I got a video loaded up with the Hydra and the going against the Peak as well. How's the video stream? Coming in clear? Sound good? Let me know.
So you mentioned that the oscillators, these new Oxford oscillators, which I think they're referring to as NCOs, right? Instead of DCOs.
numerically controlled oscillators.
That those have extensive wavetables associated with them.
Right.
Tell us a little bit more about that.
So basically, in each of these wave shapes, the sine, triangle, saw, and pulse width, or square, you of course have modulation of the shape or the wavetable within it. So even these analog waves have wavetables in them. So the sine, you can add a little bit more sizzle or take some away and make it more vocally. And then
All right, so we get the idea on the Peak. The Peak's got a lot of power packed in. Oh, Enrique, baby, got her loaded up. Let's check out some Peak factory presets so we can get a sound, what they packed into this. This is Wolfgang S. Vukan. Subscribe, like, go over, check out his channel. It will be down in the description. Just check out a couple presets for him. Turn it on, my boy. The Peak is sexy. It's sexy. It's way sexier than that Rev 2, man. Come on. We all know it. That Rev 2 is... I like it. Damn it, do I gotta get a friggin' Novation Peak now? Oh. First preset got me. I gotta get a Peak. Yeah, it's kind of the same thing the Hydrasynth did. The Peak is just, the Summit is just 2 peaks, and the Hydrasynth Deluxe is just 2 Hydrasynths. Why not? Polyphonic Aftertouch, no MPE. I don't think the Peak has MPE. I'm not sure, but it's got. All right, let's keep moving. Booker's EP, I like it. Thing about it is, bass sounds don't get me. That I like the more ethereal paddy. I like EP pianos. I like effects. So what do we call it? Sound effectsy stuff. All right. We got an idea what the Peak's all about. Let's go check out the Summit now. Here's our boy, best hair in the game. This is from 5 years ago, man. How time flies. This was pre the great pause, before everything stopped and the world's been on hold waiting for the next episode. Daniel Fisher actually improved his hairstyle. He's still looking good there, man, but the hair now is amazing. Let's go. We need to watch the intro. Let's do it.
Hi, I'm Daniel Fisher here at Sweetwater Sound, and today I'm really excited to show you the Novation Summit. This is a bitimbral polyphonic synthesizer that is a hybrid. It has digital oscillators, but analog filters, analog VCAs, analog distortion. And this is gonna be one of my favorite kind of videos in that the product already exists in the Novation PEAK. That was an 8-voice version of this that was a tabletop or rack mount unit. So what they've done is they've taken 2 Peaks, put them together, you get.
Hey, my buddy actually lost his hair probably in high school. His name is the Kundalini Cowboy, and he went and checked out this new hair toupees that they're doing from China, and he got a toupee going with the natural color of his own hair, and it looks amazing. He got his hair back. So I think it's time to bring back toupees, man. The past made you think toupees weren't cool, but you can have some really cool toupees now. And if I was bald, I would definitely be going toupee. 100% toupee all day.
Double of everything that you had with that, plus some extra features. So I'm just going to have to cover those extra features, and then we can get right away to playing, because that is what this thing is meant to do. When you're in a single mode, you can look over here and see how many notes you're using, and you can see basically all 16 notes lighting up at different times. When you go into multi, this section goes into blue, and that's showing you that you're working on the A section. Now, if you're doing a split, the A's here, the B section's over here. If you're doing a layer, it's over both. And then they have another one called dual, which lets you turn A or B on independently or both. And you can see that when we're in A.
John Goodman? Oh man, Daniel Fisher is way more handsome than John Goodman.
You're in blue, and that means that all the knobs and controls you're working on are just for the A section. When you go to B, it goes to orange, and everything that you're working on is on the B section.
Yeah, it's time to bring toupees back. If you got no hair, get a toupee. The only people that won't do toupees are the people who are too scared to look cooler.
And when you do both, everything goes to this kind of bluish white, and now you know that every knob you turn works on both of them, and that's really musical. Some other cool additions, they now have looping envelopes for both the amp envelope and both the mod envelopes. You can
No, I brought toupee. This toupee, I'll do an episode on these toupees. I'll have my buddy on, the Kundalini Cowboy, to go over these toupees. These toupees stick. He's had his on now, man. It's got this new, I think it's like this organic real glue. It's probably made of like spruce sap or something. It's amazing, dude. I'll show you the before and afters.
You can now get extra rhythmic things out of that. And it has true stereo audio inputs that can either be used as a voice or directly to an effects. And that's very cool because you could...
Does the Peak have extra filters? I don't know. We'll see.
Use synthesis maybe on your A part and then only bring audio in just for effects for your B part. So you can have a lot of power there, and then you could bring the oscillators in later if you wanted. So just to wrap up before I start playing, this thing is just a great...
Yeah, I think what Novation should do now is they should partner with the toupee company and start selling, the Peak. So not only do you get... Because it's 7 years old. In the last 7 years, you might have lost all your hair. So what we're doing with the Peak Mark II is we're giving you the Peak as well, where you get to choose your own style of hair to go with your new Novation Peak.
Performance synthesizer, both in the studio and live. It's just laid out very well to get to everything. It's very clever the way you can jump back between A and B or A and B while you're editing. The octave buttons work very nicely.
Multi-mode
Bringing
filter.
in audio is very, very cool.
Man, let me go back here. Can't script.
But more than that, it just sounds phenomenal.
Let's
It's
get to
very
the
hard to make a
sounds,
bad sound on
baby.
this. I really like it. It's very...
Let's go. I gotta get a Summit. I gotta get a Summit. I gotta get a Summit now. What am I gonna do? I gotta get a Peak and I gotta get a Summit, or I gotta get a Peak or a Summit. I'm gonna get a Peak. I don't know. What do you guys think? This is the sounds I like. This is what I like. This is what I like. Definitely up there, man. Him and Patch Dog and Nick Bat, best demo man in the game, baby. But Daniel Fisher, he's got that, man, he's got that something, something. Yeah, you know what else? I'll tell you else. When I was kind of like planning out this video this morning, I went and I was looking at Novation's YouTube page, and I was trying to check, because I like the marketing. And everyone's like,
Samurai, why are you always talking about synthesizers and business, man? Why don't you just talk about the sound? How come you're always talking about business and marketing and the looks of stuff?
it's because that's what I'm into, baby. So I went looking on the Novation's YouTube page, and it blows. It sucks. It's probably the worst YouTube page of any synthesizer company. They got almost zero promo videos for the Peak or the Summit, and I'm like, what are they doing, man? It's so easy. What are you doing? No, that's the trolls, man. Not you, Smarty 1970. That's the trolls. I think this is awesome. So I'm voting Peak all the way, all day. All right, so let's go over, because I've loaded up another video which I wanted to show you, and maybe I'll show you that after, but let's turn on our own music here for a minute and chill out, because I'm getting riled up. This coffee I'm drinking is Rise Mushroom Coffee. If you don't know about it, go look it up. R-Y-Z-E. Rise Mushroom Coffee. It's got a lower level of caffeine. It's full of adaptogens, full of like 20,000 different kinds of mushrooms, lime, mane, cordyceps, turkey tail, the works. So if you want to just modulate your coffee intake like I like to do, I like to switch between regular coffee for treats, and then I switch to the mushroom coffee on the reg to try and keep the get some benefits from it. Because you know what? Some people only know their coffee avatar. They don't even know what it's like to not have coffee. I'll tell you what, you don't have coffee for a couple weeks, suddenly you get reintroduced to who you actually are. Maybe your hair starts growing back. I don't know. All right, so let's put on our music for a second, jump over here. So what I did up is, this is what the Peak is coming in at. Of course, you can get it on the used market, but what's up, Uncle Jerry, baby? So this is the Novation PEAK Polyphonic desktop. This is coming in at 1,600 bucks brand new, all right? Now, in the category, here's what we got, what you can get for 1,600 bucks. You can get an Oberheim TE05. You get an Arturia Astrolab. What do you guys think about the Astrolab? I almost went and bought one last week. I had a spaz, I almost bought one. I watched Nick Batt's Astrolab video yesterday and I was like, maybe I will get the Astrolab. Then someone wrote and said, friends don't let friends buy Astrolab. So I thought that was pretty cool. Well, Hayes, yeah, I'm going to show you a video in a minute with the Hydrasynth, because you're right, but we want all the synthesizers. That's the problem. So you get a Yamaha Mod X, no thanks. Yamaha synthesizers are ugly. Roland Juno DS, who's buying that anymore? Nobody. Get a Hydrasynth 49, 1,300 bucks. You get a Take 5 for 1,500. So this is kind of the category room with the Peak. And the Peak doesn't come with keys, so that's expensive, man, for no keys. When you can get a Hydrasynth, you get a Hydrasynth with keys for 13 for an extra, what is it? Yeah, extra 300 bucks. No keys, Hydrasynth all the way, sorry. What else can you get? There we go, the Peak. You can get the Pittsburgh Modular Tiger semi-modular. I actually love that thing. I think it's very cool. If I had extra money, I would get that, but I don't. Then we got the Roland Jupiter XM for 17. What a ripoff! 1,700 bucks for the Jupiter XM. Not impressed with that. Electron Analog 4, so you get the idea. PWM Mantis for 13, all right? We jump over, we got the Summit. Here's what the Summit's clocking in at. We got the Summit coming in at $2,300. It's a beautiful, sexy, sexy synth. Tell you what, I said this last week. If I walked into a bar and the Novation Summit was sitting there and the Sequential Rev 2 was sitting there, I'd walk right past the Sequential Rev 2, wouldn't even make eye contact, so I wouldn't want her to come over and talk to me. I'd sit right down next to the Novation Summit and I'd be like, what's going on, my baby? Can I buy you a drink? And she'd be like, you sure can. I'd be like, what you drinking? She'd be like, espresso martini. I'd be like, you want it on the rocks or you like it dirty? She'd be like, whatever you think. And I'd be like, all right, bartender, give her the best tasting espresso martini you got and get me exactly what she's having too. And get us 2 tequila shots, Patron. She'd look over, I look at her. I'd be like, I don't kiss on the first date, baby. She'd be like, I don't either. I'd be like, cool. That's what I would say. And then the Rev 2 would walk to go to the bathroom and it would elbow me in the back and I'd be like, ah. And then the Summit would be like, what's wrong? I'd be like, oh, nothing. All right, so 2,300 bucks. And this is what we got in the category competing with the Rev 2. The ugly Yamaha, the Korg Nautilus, which is awesome but ugly. Subsequent 37. Okay, we got the Mogi in there. We got Erica Synth's analog synthesizer. Is this the motor synth? I don't know. No, that's not the motor one. We got the Hammond. So this is kind of in its own category here. We got sequential OB6 module for the same price. Get out of town. OB6 for the same price as the Summit. Give me a break. All right, we got the sequential Rev 2, 8 voice. So you're gonna get an 8 voice Rev 2 instead of a Novation PEAK. I don't know. The only thing that probably beats the Rev 2 probably got on the the Summit is the sequencer. I don't know what else it got. All right, let's keep rolling. We got the sequential Prophet 6 module. Again, man, are you... See, this is where I gotta say the PEAK and the Summit and the Hydrasynth, they're kind of doing the right thing, you know? We got the Studio Electronics sequential Rev 2 module, 2,500 bucks. Crazy, crazy. All right, so let's go check this out. I got this video loaded up here now. Where is it? Yeah, so this one here by Keith Gould. Go check him out. This is just a little comparison with the PEAK and the Hydrasynth, all right? But what you got to keep in mind is Prophet 6 is legit. It's legit. I know it's legit. I'm just playing around. They're all legit, man. Okay, what do I got to do? Do I got to put a disclaimer out when I do the show? I love all synthesizers. All synthesizers are legit. Everything sounds amazing. We love them all. But what separates a synth and a synth to me is its looks, not its sound. All right. So, this is, you can get the Hydrasynth 49 key for the same price as the PEAK, basically, right? So I would go with the Hydrasynth keys over the PEAK. But let's listen to this because this is pretty cool. Not the whole thing, but just a little bit.
All right, so this is my second take here. First one got completely thrown down the drain. But anyways, here we are. We've got the ASM Hydrasynth.
Never do two takes. Only do one take and put it out, move on to the next thing. One take out, one take out, one take out. We don't got time for 2 takes, baby, but this video is great, so thank you for doing the second take.
And we've got the Novation PEAK here. And so we're just going to do a...
Yeah. I'm sorry, if you have a red synthesizer, it doesn't work, man. You can't have a red synthesizer. You just can't.
Cool.
You just keep in mind here while we're watching this, the Hydrasynth desktop is half the price of the Novation PEAK. Keep that in mind when we're listening to these sounds, and then I'm going to open up the phone lines.
And now let's hear the Novation PEAK.
What's up, David Lovering? Yeah, sound is priority. I guess what? Let me clarify. I have to re-clarify. Sound is priority when I'm looking at synthesizers, of course. But when it comes down to that final horse race, you know, when it comes down to synth versus synth, and I'm thinking these both sound crazy, then I go with what looks better. That's what I mean. What was the preceding thing?
Great, so that's the PEAK, and also my terrible piano playing.
That's great piano.
So here we go. Let's go ahead and start with an init patch on the Novation PEAK. So I'll hit this initialize button, and here we go. All right.
Go over and subscribe to Keith Gould, Synth Renegade for life. Get some subs over and some views to his channel, man. This is a great video. I think it's one of the best comparison videos on the internet for these two things. It's awesome.
Right, so first things first, let's bring down the filter. And we're going to make a little bit of a plucky sound here with this first patch. So we've got this kind of instant button to do envelope depth here, which is real convenient. Alright, so that's not bad. We might play around with that envelope in a moment. But how about before we do that, let's bring in a second oscillator. So, alright, get a little bit of a buzzing sound from it, because I guess they're not perfectly matched, but let's detune them anyhow.
Peak sounds good, man.
Cool, already have a nice wider, cooler sound that's phased. Alright, so now let's mess a little bit with the mod envelope here. The mod envelope comes in a kind of a weird setting by default. The sustain is not at 0, so you zero out the attack, bring the decay about here, and the sustain I actually want to bring down to 0, and we'll leave it release at about where the decay is. Make it a little less plucky. Yeah, you can kind of see the difference that bringing the sustain down has had. Definitely better that way.
Okay. That sounds really good. All right, let's see how he's doing it with the Hydra.
Now, and let's swap it over to an initialized patch and let's hear it. Okay, yeah, I mean, one of the things you can kind of immediately hear is that
Echo's trying to get me to buy a Deep Mind, man. I don't know. Like he's trying to throw me off the scent of the TE05. I'm still on the TE05.
The release on their amp envelope is basically 0.
Deep Mind's not playing, but man, it's beautiful.
It's dead flat. I actually kind of like that for the start of a patch.
Me too.
So I do respect that they did that. Some of their envelopes, initial values are kind of silly though, but whatever, everybody always chooses ones that I don't like. So
I know. That's the TE05 right there.
All right, let's bring the cutoff
Maybe I'll
down.
get the peak.
Let's actually do a quick check. Okay, so it looks like the default filter that comes on filter 1 is a ladder 12 filter, so I think we're already set on the filter.
Cool.
So next thing's next. Let's get the...
Yeah, I don't know what he's got. I don't know what he's got running in the background. He might have a friggin' a biltong refrigerator and a fan going back there making some South African beef jerky.
Filter envelope going.
All right, let's get going.
Now let's bring the decay out a little bit. Just kind of like the same level of...
Let's go.
Does nothing. I mean, the dry wet on this is also 50% already, and the dry wet on the peak was at like 25%. But if I crank it up to like 80, I think it'll start to sound good.
Record. Translation, the effects on the peak are better.
All right, so it's not bad. It's definitely a little wider, but it's pretty weird that you have to crank this thing up to like 73%.
Let's go. Sounds pretty
all right,
good.
So now that they should be just about the same, let's pop back to the peak.
Let's go.
So switching over to the peak now. Cool. It kind of has like a little bit of punchiness and grittiness. That's really nice on the attack.
Back to the Hydra.
Sound. I really like that. Now let's jump back to Hydrasynth.
Hydra sounds awesome. Peak sounds awesome. You guys tell me what you like better. Let me see what we got left to go here. Let me just speed up a little bit. It's a cool video. You guys go check it out. Super comparison. Keith Gould, Synth Renegade for life. like, subscribe, share, go check out all his stuff, please. Like we're trying to do, we're showing videos of everybody and trying to get all of us in our community to go over and check everybody out. Rising tide lift all boats. That's how we do it. Like I told anyone else, if anybody wants to use any of my content, chop it up, make clips, start your own channel, make shorts with anything I got, do what you want. It's all fair use. I don't care about any of it. Use anything you want from any of my content, and you can use it to chop up your own stuff and make fun of me or whatever you want to do. It's all good. Okay. Peak sounds bigger. It does. Let me just do one more. That's the peak.
And put a bit.
This is the Hydra. But don't forget now, like, okay, we keep in mind, you're like, the Peak sounds a little bit better. The Hydrasynth Deluxe right there is half the price. Okay? We're getting almost exact same sounds. No, man, this guy's programming it. Keith's programming it. So he might not be getting exact. He's getting both very close. They both sound very vintage right there. And that Hydrasynth module is half the price of the Peak. So, I mean, come on. Give me a break. Somebody give me a break out here. All right, let's get back over. Let's do this here now. We're going to open up the phone lines real quick. Let me get my thing geared up. You guys can tell me what you think. Well, bam. Phone lines are open. 413-279-4344. Give me a call. Let me know what you think. We're talking Novation PEAK. We're talking Novation Summit. And we're talking versus the Hydrasynth and versus anything else in the market. Basically, we got the Summit versus the Rev 2 is what I think is the biggest comparison. The Summit versus the Hydrasynth Deluxe. And then we've got the Novation. Oh, let me close down some windows here. Get this sped up a little bit. And close that. Close that. All right. We should be good there. So if anyone wants to call in, 413-279-4344. Phone lines are open. I personally think, let me turn the music on. I think the Peak sounds amazing. I think the Hydrasynth sounds amazing. It all sounds amazing to me. I love all the synthesizers, you know? Like I was just saying to David Lovebrink, when it comes down to the final choice, that's when I go to looks. But sometimes I like look at a synthesizer and I'm like, ooh, that looks good, and then it sounds good, and I'm like, man, that's a double whammy. I don't know, because when you're building your spaceship, you kind of just want things to look pretty too, you know? That's what I think. But, oh, maybe we can jump over here before we get going. I'll leave the call line open. 413-279-4344. Behringer also dropped some news. We got a call coming in.
Call from
DJ Wojtek, baby.
What's up, DJ? What's happening, baby? You're live. What's going on?
Yeah, what's up, Samurai?
Hey, man.
I love Novation, and I used to have Novation. I used to have Hydra, I don't know.
Yeah.
They are great. There's not much difference between them, so I don't think you need to pick if you have Hydra, definitely. But you need that decent piano part, bro. You don't have decent piano, that's for sure. So you need to figure out something with decent piano and get back to basics, because that's where you develop, you know. You develop your ears with the simplest sound, so...
100%. I agree. I don't have anything that's got any good piano sounds or anything down. No good electric pianos.
And you know, the best piano are Nords. There's, you know...
the Nords. Can they just make another color?
Yeah, you can paint it black if you want.
Listen, dude, awesome video on the Moog Muse.
Yeah. Thank you for putting it here. I love the community and love your shows. All the best to everyone. And yeah, keep synthesizing that shit.
Thanks, brother, man. That's great advice. I need to get some piano sound, so I'm going to have to look into the Nord. What do you think about that Astrolab?
Yeah, I had Astrolab. Well, it was boring, you know. After a while, it was really it was just, yeah, the great sounds and everything. And it was fucking heavy as fuck. So forget, you will not take it to the stage. It's too heavy for the stage.
All right.
Yeah. And I mean, the sounds was great and everything, but it was just boring. When you have just like really, you like hybrids?
I like hybrids, yeah.
I know it's ugly as fuck, but consider around the JDXI, XXA.
JDXA,
like,
yeah.
It's the last analog from around, but
Yep.
it's ugly as fuck, but really, really nice sounding. Yeah, that's it. I love the Muse, I love the Mini Moog, and I love the Nord stage. You know, but you should consider Nord Wave 2 for you.
Nord Wave 2, I'll look into it, man. I appreciate that. Thanks, man. And
thank you.
I'll keep sharing your content, man. I love your channel. Go check it out, DJ Wojtek's channel. How do you say the last name? Wojtek?
Oh, don't even bother with the last name. Wojtek is cool. It's
Wojtek.
Cool.
All right, DJ Wojtek. Check him out, man.
Thanks
Awesome
very
channel.
much.
Take it easy, baby.
Have a nice day.
You too.
Bye.
All right, we're good. Phone lines are back open. 413-279-4344. Yeah, he's right, DJ Wojtek. I do need some piano sounds in the spaceship. I don't really have anything that's giving me any really nice piano, electric piano, Rhodes sounds. So I got to figure out how I'm going to get that. That is a great tip, man. And like I said, go check out his channel. It's absolutely awesome. He's got some Moog Muse videos. We played one on the stream last week. I think it was a stream or the show, one or the other. And it was absolutely great. All right, phone lines are open. 413-279-4344. I got to think maybe, how come Nord doesn't release a different color synthesizer? I just don't understand that. But anyway, let's put the music back on. Just makes no sense. But I guess I don't need a Peak. I guess I don't need a Summit. But I do need a Nord Wave 2, I guess. I need a Nord Wave 2. Unless there's something prettier that can get me these. I'd love to get a Rhodes, man, but those things are so expensive. You see when they put out that Rhodes green thing, they did a Earth Day one where they like upped the price by like $1,400 and gave it wood legs, and then they upped the price like crazy. All right, well, we're waiting for a call to come in. Let's check this video out. 413-279-4344. We jump on over. This is Behringer explaining the new wave folder, which I thought was super cool.
So, as semi-modulars go, the Proton is definitely one of the most versatile and feature-packed we've created so far. And after recently launching the first video, we had some really great feedback about it from you guys, and a few of you were asking about one of the features in particular. So today we're going to check it out and see how it sounds. It's the Proton wave folder. So, what is a wave folder? Well, simply put, a wave folder is a very specific design of wave shaper. And of course, wave folding is a type of distortion synthesis, where if the input amplitude exceeds a threshold, the peak of the wave gets cut off in the same kind of way you'd get with a clipper. However, instead of clipping off the top and bottom of the wave like a clipper does, with a wave folder, the peaks get inverted or mirrored into a series of folds, creating complex harmonics and interesting spectra in the process.
Right now in Europe at Thoman's, I think you can order the Proton right now. You can't get it at Sweetwater yet. It's still pre-order, but this thing sounds pretty friggin' awesome.
Yes.
Too expensive though, $399. So they're selling the Proton for the same price as the Pro 800. The Pro phone call coming in.
From
Hayes Anderson.
Hayes, baby, you're live and in color. What's happening, my brother?
How are y'all doing?
Doing good, man. We're just doing a little coffee time here. We got a few minutes left. You might even be the last caller today. And we're just checking out the Summit and the Peak. What do you think?
Oh, well, those are synthesizers that are way too rich for my blood, but I noticed you're talking about looking at the Proton. That's
Yep.
definitely going to be on my radar. I don't think I'm going to need that one, but it is on my radar. And the Yamaha Reface CP.
Ooh.
Is that the right one?
Yep.
Wait, which one is the
CP.
electric piano
The
version
CP,
one?
yeah. They got the CP, the CS, the DX, and what's the other one? The YT or something?
YP?
Or something like that. The red one. They got that ugly red one.
Yeah, those are the only Yamaha. It's kind of like the only thing that Yamaha's offered for people like us. Yamaha, they've got a whole other
we could MIDI
audio.
that up, right?
Yes, and I think it sounds fantastic. Again, though, it's just an electric piano sound. Like you can recreate that with the Nord, probably with the Hydrasynth. The thing is, though, is that man, I'm a big fan of just like a one knob per function, one sound per device kind of person. I don't know. So for me, it's like that is probably I would expect for it to encompass everything about electric piano in Wurlitzer.
Interesting. And that one's cheap, dude. What's that? $239 or something?
And $499 sometimes. It's almost like $500 actually. That one's not the cheap one.
Check it out.
Here's the funny thing. They Yamaha, I don't know how do you say it. It wasn't discontinued, but they ran out of them a while back, a few months ago, and it looked like they were about to be discontinued. And I was watching on Reverb, the used prices started to go up. People were starting to get the impression that, oh look, Yamaha's no longer. Everybody was sold out, right? You couldn't buy them from anybody. And I was kind of thinking that, is this it? Is Yamaha discontinuing them? Nope. Here they come with a whole new batch again. So, Yamaha, they know what they're doing. Do you know who? I can't think of her name. Everybody knows who Rick Beato is.
Yeah.
Nare Soul. Have you ever heard of Nare Soul?
No.
She is an amazing piano player, and she got a Reface CP. It's like 5 years ago, back around 2018 or 19. And I mean, she slays on that thing. She has no problem with the tiny keys whatsoever.
So it's the CP. The CP is the one, right? So we got the CS, the CP. Let me check. I'm trying to look it up here.
Yeah, that should be the electric piano one.
Yamaha Reface, yeah. I mean, $490 is like crazy for those little things. Oh yeah, the CP, the little black one, right?
Yeah.
Looks like a Rhodes, kind of got the Rhodes style. Dude, why are they selling that for that much money?
Demand went up. Two things.
Jesus.
One, this is just welcome to what the pandemic did to us.
I know, bro.
We're still talking about the chip shortage, and people forget about it. Here's the funny thing. Remember when there was a big complaint about Behringer not coming out with their synthesizers was the chip shortage. And it's kind of like now, all of a sudden, then people started saying like, hey, why is nobody coming out with any synths at all? It's like, don't you remember the chip shortage?
Yeah.
And this is also the reason why a lot of companies are coming out with Mark IIs, which is also real quick. This is why I never could get into the Rev 2. I was like, why is it called the Rev 2?
Yeah, it's the Rev 2.
It's a Pro 8, right? Okay. Because to me, but they're calling it Rev 2. It's like, imagine if I just called, the Chord Mark II.
Yeah, I know. Why didn't they call it why didn't they do the Pro 8 Rev 2?
I guess because everybody knew what it was.
Yeah. I get, but funny thing is, someone asked, Echo was doing a stream the other day, and someone was like, why do they call it the Rev 2? And he was like, oh, and then he just said the same thing as you.
Me.
Oh, that was you who asked that, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's funny because I actually wondered that, and I was like, why are they just calling it the Rev 2? But what do you think? The Rev 2 is better than the Summit?
Well, it's analog, right? I mean, it depends on what you're going for.
Yeah.
And for me, analog is going to be kind of more limited depending upon if it doesn't have certain wave folding capabilities. It's going to be highly limited. You're going to probably just have to get everything out of the filter and the envelopes. With digital, it's just a matter of like, is it a snapshot in time that's no longer relevant? That's the problem with digital. That's kind of a lot to unpack. But that's the problem with digital is, you're dealing with things like sample rates and bit rates and But the thing is that now everybody's got this retro kick where they love the 80s 8-bit sounds and kind of stuff. So
yeah, it's just weird how everything's going weird lo-fi, back to lo-fi a little bit. It's interesting. The pedals are making lots of lo-fi sounding pedals.
Exactly. So all of that's kind of coming back. It all has a use. Like you can take any crazy sound and wrap it up in a beautiful sound and put it in the mix somehow. It takes work, it takes time and effort, but it's possible. Anyways, I got off the beaten track with that one. I don't know what to tell you, brother. You're looking for a new synthesizer, and I can't help you. can't help you on that one because I do have a request though, real
I'm
quick.
always looking for a new synthesizer. You know that, dude. What's up?
I have a request. This
Yeah,
is
man.
a synthesizer that doesn't get any love,
Yeah.
and it's definitely not for everyone. I don't think that you would particularly want the synthesizer. It's a little expensive, and it's just a monophonic synthesizer. Radical Technologies Delta SEP A.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I heard of that one. I watched that way back in the day. Radical. Send me a message in the Discord. Just
Yeah,
that
sure,
name,
sure.
and I'll do it. I'll do an episode on that next Tuesday.
That'd be awesome. I think that people are going to be, I'm not trying to create gas necessarily.
Hey man, listen.
Again,
We embrace the gas. We want gas. Come on, man. Hey, listen. You know the deal. We like the gas around here.
So there you go then. More gas for the fire then.
All right, yeah. Hit me up in the Discord with the name so I remember it, and then because I can't find a pen right now, and I will. I'll do the episode on that next Tuesday. Oscillators and percolators.
Awesome. Y'all have a great week.
You too, brother. Take it easy, man. Thanks for the call.
You're welcome.
All
Bye-bye,
right,
y'all.
Bye. All right, we got time for one more call here. Yeah, looking over at this, man, this is pretty shocking to me. This is a what? A 37 key. 6 vintage keyboards in there, 5 effects. It's basically like kind of a Rhodes piano style thing, and they're charging $449. That's outrageous. That should be $299 is what that should be. Anyways, it's back order. They don't got any more, so I'm gonna have to look into that. I need some piano sounds. I also want to get a Mellotron. Everyone asked me why I want a Mellotron, and I found a Mellotron patch on the Hydrasynth the other day, and I thought it was cool. So let's go back here. Last caller of the day, 413-279-4344. Here we go. Hold on.
From.
Rider.
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
All right, I think we're accepting. Hold on. All right, you're live. What's happening? Anybody there? All right, try again. Whoever that was, try again. We have two calls coming in at once. This is live TV. 413-279-4344. Let's go. Last caller of the day. Last caller of the day. Got to drink some water. Missus will kill me. All right, 413-279-4344. Last caller of the day coming in here right now. So yeah, we need to get some piano sounds, baby. Maybe I'll see if someone's got a Hydrasynth, what do you call it? Hydrasynth Basics package where they just got some piano sounds, EPs, Rhodes, stuff like that, and then that'd be good. 413-279-4344. While we're waiting for, here we go. Last call of the day.
Call from.
Banana Rider.
Juice, what's up, my baby?
Hey, what's up? I think my phone call got dropped.
Yeah, dude, this thing here, I got call waiting, zooming in. I haven't got it all figured out yet. I got no switchboard going. We're just kind of flying by the seat of our pants. So yeah, what's happening?
Hey, all good. You hear me good?
I hear you perfect, man. Loud and clear.
Nice. Hey, well, I got, some hot takes here. I know you're pretty married to that Hydrasynth.
Yeah.
But you think that Jupiter X could replace that spot on your keyboard?
Well, it's funny you say that because I'm not opposed to a double stack, if you know what I'm saying, right? I'm not opposed to a double stack, and I actually think that Jupiter X would fit nicely right below the Hydrasynth Deluxe. What do you think of that?
Oh, below, not above?
Actually above because it's prettier than the Hydrasynth, so we'll have to go above. yeah, above. You got the Jupiter X?
No, I don't, but no, I love that Jupiter sound, and I think that, the Hydra is the jack of all trades, but Jupiter is the master of that chorus.
It is the master of the chorus. What I was just saying is I'm going to do a scour to see if I can find a Hydrasynth preset pack anyone's got. Someone must have a preset pack with awesome electric piano sounds and everything for the Hydrasynth Deluxe. Got to, right?
What's really got you tied to this Hydra? Is it the key? Like, it's a huge keyboard, right?
What's got it's the big one. What's got me tied to it is I just like how crazy it is. It's a crazy synthesizer. It does crazy things. The interface, the user interface is breathtakingly elegant and brilliant. Once you start, like, it takes about 5 minutes and you're like, wow, this is so fast, so easy to program. Not easy, but intuitive. And it's got Polyphonic Aftertouch built in, so it's good. It's a perfect MIDI controller and it's got MP, anything that I want to pair it up with and use as a MIDI controller. So, and I'm the kind of person who I don't like getting rid of synthesizers because I'm trying to build a personal museum, you know? I'm trying to do the opposite of what synth punk is doing. Synth punk had synth guilt,
army.
right? He had synth guilt. He had an absolute breathtaking museum of synthesizers. Then he got the classic synth guilt and got rid of it all.
Yeah.
Okay?
You could look like Mr. Tuna. He's got that whole 360-degree synthesizer setup.
I'm going full tuna. I got to build something in the backyard where I can get this full tuna setup going because I think that's nuts, man. Mr. Tuna's setup is the best. And he's got it all looped and linked.
Dude, I know, that's sick. I got a little, like one of those Amish sheds, you know, in the back. I want to put the synths in, set up a studio in there.
Oh, yeah, that's cool, man. But as far as synth punk goes, I'm just joking, but he did... He's into the less is more, you know, the synth monk style thing now, where he just feels like he's got his setup narrowed right down to the exact basics, the Mini Moog, the Pro 3, and the Rev 2, and he's over the top with those ones there. But I think...
Hey, I'm taking his mantra to heart. You know, the more you play with the synthesizer, the greater that synth becomes.
Yeah, I think I've been taking that to heart too. He's got some wisdom in him, man. He's a very wise man when it comes to synthesizer. He knows tons of stuff. He's like a savant with synthesizer knowledge. But I sent him a mantra the other day because he works like 25 jobs. I was like, bro, the more time you work, the less time you spend with your synthesizer. So jack one of those jobs out, dude, and get home on that Pro 3 and make me the hurdy-gurdy patch you promised. You know? What's up with that?
Hey, I know. That's your livelihood. That's what we're living for.
That's right, baby.
You work so you could play the synth.
We work so we can play. We play so we can work.
I gotta say though, I think Echo might be on the right track with this DeepMind thing.
Ooh, I know, man. He keeps gassing me up, man. He sent me like 6 or 7 DeepMind 12 videos last night, and I went back. If you haven't watched, go back and watch the Daniel Fisher DeepMind 12 intro video they did. Man, the DeepMind 12 is... Yeah, and you know what? It
reminds me of the Jupiter. It reminds me of the Juno. It's got those faders. Yep. It's like whole synth design there. That's why I kind of like it.
And the cool thing about it is when the DeepMind 12 came out, Synth Mafia hadn't turned on Behringer then. It was an original synthesizer. So the DeepMind 12 got lots of love right out the gate, you know?
Stealth bomber.
People were like, wow. And then the Synth Mafia got together in their little cuddle zone. And they turned on Uli, and then now it gets no love. But we'll bring it back,
dude. This is crazy because I see him on like Facebook Marketplace for like $400.
I know.
For the 12 voice.
I saw the 12 voice module the other day for $349, and I was like, should I grab that? And I didn't, but I should have grabbed it. The DeepMind 12 module, if you got a big keyboard, I think is the way to go. I think it's like super value.
So I don't cram too many keys in there. That's what I was wondering. You got a huge keyboard.
Yeah.
So I don't know why you're looking at another huge keyboard. I mean, the double stack.
Why?
That makes sense.
Well, I'll tell you why. Let me just, you probably can't see it now, but just let me try something here real quick. Hold on there, brother. Like, so if we're looking at my setup here, you'll be able to see it after.
Mm-hmm. I
always got to describe what I'm doing. I'm not sitting down at the DAW, putting in a line of drums, then a line of bass, then a line of lead. You know, that's not what I'm doing. I'm sitting down with all of the gear around me, and I'm trying to make them synergize together all at once in a live jam, free-flowing performance. So having another huge keyboard is just another piece to the spaceship, right? So I don't mind having another, because I know what you're saying. You already got one big keyboard that can control all your other stuff, but it's almost like not really about the size of the keyboard. It's about what that synthesizer can bring into the mix, that if I'm using the Hydrasynth, I don't want to switch a patch if I want to go and pull up a crazy Jupiter sound. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, they got those Jupiter X Minis.
I know, they got the Jupiter X
Minis.
Minis.
Right in the corner, but it doesn't got those faders.
It doesn't got the faders, and the faders are beautiful, aren't they? I love the faders.
I think that's where it's at.
Yeah,
That gets you that old classic 80s noise.
Yeah.
That synth should just come with some silver disco pants.
Oh, dude, wouldn't that be? And it's, yeah, silver disco pants and a toupee. And then we're good.
The PEAK Summit.
The two-piece summit, baby. They got to do it. All right, I'm gonna do episode. I just wrote my buddy while the show was going on. I was like, bro, send me the before and after of your toupee pics so I can show the fellas, man, how epic it is. But he hasn't got back to me.
You know, if I lose my main, then I'd have to go for it.
Bro,
Mohawk mullet combo.
Do you want to know what's crazy? I'll show you this next week. I used to have hair like down way past my shoulders. And when I cut it, I got it in a bag back there, bro. I've been pre-planning. So when I lose this hair, I got a bag of my old hair in a bag.
You got the bag.
Dude, I'll show it to you. I got it in a braid in a bag. And as soon as I lose this hair, I pre-planned this that I'm going to make a toupee out of my actual hair.
Dude, savage.
Yeah, I'll show it
Put
next.
those little mini braids in there.
Yeah, I'll show it next show, man. I'll get it done and then I'll add it in.
Pull it out.
All right, Juice. Great call, my man.
Yep, good talking to you, Samurai. Top of the morning.
Yeah, you too, man. Take it easy. And I'm going to look into a bunch of stuff, man. I'll look into those Jupiter modules, but I don't know. I don't really like those stupid little modules from Roland. The minis, the buttons are too small. All right?
Hey, well, keep us posted, man. You got that double stack coming, or you got that little 37 key on the side?
We got something coming.
You'll make the right choice.
All right, baby.
Oh, it's about the Hans Volt, what he said, exploring the synths.
Exactly.
Well,
actually, what Hans Volt says is, you got to be a whore right now. He's like, you need to try every synth. You need to be... He said synth whore, excuse the language, no offense to all the ladies of the night out there, but he was like, you got to be a synth whore, man, and try everything. And I'm like, you know what? I like that attitude.
Dude, it's the summer of love.
It's the summer of love, baby. That's what we're doing.
All the synths deserve their love.
That's right. That's right. All right, dude. I got to get to work. You take it easy.
All right. Good day for a good day.
Good day
Back
for
to
a
the
good day,
lithium
baby.
mines.
Peace.
Peace.
All right, that's Juice with the last call of the day, man. Absolutely fantastic. Some great advice. So I guess I always got to preface people what I'm trying to do with my whole creative setup is I'm not doing DAWs. I'm not doing any of that kind of stuff. I'm doing a live jamming, super flow, improvisational performance. That's what I love to do. That's what I like. So adding pieces to the spaceship gives me extra thrusters to be able to blast off, if that makes sense. Now, before I go, I guess I'll show you guys right here. I spent the night last night redoing the, hold on now, because I only got a couple minutes. I spent last night redoing the Synth Renegade line, clothing line, and swag line. All right, so I'll start from the first one we got down here. I did a bunch of them, so a little something for everybody. So we got the full one here. The neon, how I design the shirts is I always do the shirt that I want to wear first. So the shirt that I want to wear first, I designed was the Neon Renegade. All right, this is the Neon Renegade right here. Let me get that freaking phone number out of there. Hold on. Where is it? Phone. Anyway, let me move it. Yeah. So the first shirt, the Neon Renegade, got in a bunch of different colors. Hans Volt said, man, can you do something with pianos and computer chips? So I put the circuit portal on the front, right? This is the portal to madness. You enter it and you don't know if you come out or not, all right? Then we got some different sizes on the back. Let me see if I can go back here. So we got Synth Renegades on the back, if you can see it. Hold on. Synth Renegade with the chip implanted in the forehead, mark of the synth, we call that, all right? Synth Renegades, we got the pirate patches on the sleeve, and we got the portal on the front. I got the Synth Renegade Noir Edition, Synth Renegade Old School on the back, spray paint, portal on the front, Noir Edition for people who don't like all those colors. Then I got the basic, the vintage Synth Renegade, nothing on the back, just Synth Renegades on the front. I got the Camo Edition with the camo patch on the front, Synth Renegades on the back, spray paint, camo for those hunting days. Then we come up top. I got the full blast Synth Renegade Noir Edition. Okay. We got the compass on the left. We got the pirate patch Jolly Roger on the right. We got the Noir skull on the front. And we got the epic Renegade synth on the back. And then I got the reverse Neon Renegade, which we do the neon on the front, portal on the back. And that's what I got going on. If you're into it, pick up a shirt. I got them. I got some Echo shirts, and they were like a higher quality, not a higher quality, or a heavier knit, all cotton. So I switched the material to a heavier quality. More expensive, but prices are the same. And again, I'm getting the Neon Renegade. I got it in white, and let me just pull it up. I got it white, black. We got a bunch of different colors just to show you. The white is absolutely, I got it in butter, baby. I got that sweet butter. Okay. We got Chamblay, whatever that is. We got Flow Blue. We got Lagoon Blue. We got a red for all those red hitters, for all those Nord lovers. And we got, I need one without a skull. I'll do one without a skull too. I'm going to do some more basic ones, 25 bucks. I'll do some more basic ones. Yeah, DJ Wojtek, what do you want? You want one without a skull? Let's go back and see what you mean. So you want one with just the portal on the front? Let me know. I'll make it up, throw it in there tonight when I get home. So we got skulls. I got the Noir edition with the skull on the back. I'm just going to do one with just the portal on the front. And yeah, I got my 808 shoes downstairs in a box. I'm going to, why is my head going like that? I'm going to do an open box with them because I got something coming. I'm going to open box with it. So I got the 808 shoes downstairs in the box. I got another pair of box coming with another pair of shoes I'm going to open with it. And then I got another box coming. So I'm going to do a triple unboxing with the 808 shoes probably this week. And my brother's coming from Newfoundland, Canada to visit on Wednesday. So we'll see. Maybe we'll do a little show together and have a chat, see what happens. But yeah, if you guys want to pick up anything from the shop, go for it. There it is. I think they're very cool shirts, and that's the Synth Renegades edition. I'll make a hat or whatever, but if you don't want one, you don't have one. Like I said, I just made this site so I could buy my own clothes and make my own clothes. And if you guys want to pick one up, do it, baby. If not, don't worry about it. All right, that's the show for today. Oscillators and Percolators, hope you enjoyed it. We had a good time. I think we found out that the Novation PEAK and the Novation Summit are still very, very relevant. But in my personal opinion, I would go with the ASM Hydrasynth all day over either of those because it's so much more value for money. And that's just my opinion, baby. So that's the show. Take it easy. So.